Καλησπέρα σας, καλοί φίλοι τηλεθεατές. Καλώς ορίσατε στην εκπομπή μας Faces, πρόσωπα. And I have two faces tonight. Let me turn to English, and I try with my best English. I have, welcome, I have the Mayor of Enfield, recently elected, and I'm sure I'm going to say your name correctly. Suna, is that okay?
Yeah.
Suna Hurman.
Yep, Suna Hurman.
Suna Hurman. Suna Hurman.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to have you here.
Thank you for the invite. I'm
Thank
happy
you
to
very
be
much.
here.
Thank you very much. And Mr. George Savas, Councillor for how many years? 55?
37.
37? I thought you were
37
more.
years. Non-stop.
37 years non-stop.
Non-stop in Enfield. Same word.
Mr. George Savas, let me just ask you, how you manage to be elected every time? I mean, how? What is
Vasily,
what is
They
the
love
secret?
him.
What is
They
the
love him.
With great difficulty, but it was. We had to make sacrifices to last that long. We've lost. We missed a number of things. My favorite football match, for example, my favorite play
okay.
on television.
Yeah.
You have to be determined.
Dedicated.
Bravo.
No, dedicated.
That's the
Yes,
word.
That's the word, yes. I'm going to start with a question which is going to take us a bit, a few years back.
Yeah, about 43 years back.
43?
Yeah.
I was thinking about 33. But it doesn't matter.
Thank you.
So, 43 years ago, you born.
Yeah.
But where you born? And give me a little bit of information about your family and the place you born.
Okay, I was born in Turkey.
Okay.
Normally we was staying in this city, but summertime my family used to go back to village where my granddads were from. It's called Kallr. It's a small village in Marash.
Okay.
Because my parents, they're Turkish Kurdish, so they've got Kurdish background, and my dad, it's a massive family, so there's 11 of them.
Okay.
So I came out to very
Big
massive,
family,
big family. So in a small village house, we was all together at summertime. I could say 30 cousins and uncles and aunties.
The whole village?
Whole village
Yes,
whole villages was ours, yeah.
Okay. All right. And, well, how was it those days, I mean, in a village?
In the village, it was quite hard and easy, I should say, because there was no electricity.
Oh, my God.
Before I came to UK, in our village, there was no electricity. There was no water, so I had to physically carry the water.
From the,
Because my parents came to this country 2 years before me.
Okay.
So we were staying in the village for 2 years without my parents.
You
So
have
I
brothers and sisters?
I've got 2 brothers.
Okay. They were with you, yes?
Yeah, and plus 2 of my uncle had their kids left there as well.
Okay.
One was boy and the other one's little baby girl. So I was the eldest. I was only 11, but I had to sort of take the responsibility to look after them with
Did
my
you?
grandma.
My God, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
can imagine.
But I still loved being there with,
Yes,
with the family.
Well,
having that close relationship.
It's your roots, yes. And,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
years when you are a young girl, I mean, the memories are
Yeah.
there all the
Shockingly,
time.
when I gone back summer, because I lost my dad 6 years ago, and I go to the village to visit his yard every year, and now the stuff I was carrying, I could have managed them now. I was 11, I managed to carry those waters,
And
but
now
I can't, I'm not strong enough.
Yeah, well,
I don't understand
suppose,
how I managed it then.
Yeah, I suppose, I mean, you've been used so much, family, you have kids and all this
I've got
kind of thing.
2 kids, 3 kids now, 3.
Cooking and, clean the house and all this kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the age, and
But
I'm getting
that
old.
time, yes, yeah, no, not old, you are still a baby. Yeah, I mean, 43, yes. Anyway, so you miss those days? You miss them?
I miss those days. Why do I miss those days? I think families, and it was people were most closer to each other.
Absolutely.
There was no TV. When we want to play, we was outside to play, and then only time we come back home to
Yes.
sleep.
Yes, yes.
We was picking up the apples from the trees. We was getting the tomatoes from the ground. It was
Oh
all
my God.
fresh. So it was all...
It was like my village.
Yeah.
I born in a village and it was the same.
Absolutely.
I mean, talking to me about your village now and about what you were doing, all this kind of thing, I can go back and I can see my tomatoes, my
Cucumbers,
cucumber, you know, the
potatoes,
apples, the
apples,
olives and all this kind of thing.
cherries,
you know, in a yard.
oh.
Yes, all this.
Yeah,
Do
and
you
my
mind?
uncle, my
Yeah.
granddad had cows, so we was getting our own milk.
Uh-huh.
It was different,
Yeah, I know.
different experience.
You know, I'm going to mix this with questions about you as well, about Mr. George Savas, because I wanted...
I call him Uncle George.
Uncle George, yes.
Why do I
Yes.
call you Uncle George?
Uncle
it's
George is from Lefkara, and
Lefkara.
his village is one of the best villages in Cyprus.
One of the most beautiful.
Yes, and most beautiful. So, George, Mr. George Savas, can you give me
George.
Yeah, a little bit information about your village and yourself, you know, and just I mix it up. We do,
compare.
you know,
I mean,
yes, you
listening
don't
to the
mind. Do you?
mayor-
I mean, I'm going to cover anything I wanted to ask you,
problem.
but because
Of
George is
course.
here, you know, I
Yes.
want to compare this. You know, what I
The
mean?
way
Yeah,
of life
yeah, yeah.
that was presented to us, how they lived in your town, in your village, is quite similar to ours.
Similar, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Same fruit and
Like mine and like
picking.
you. Yeah, Cyprus is the same.
In
Yeah.
the summer, we
I always
go
go
and help.
Cyprus, by the way.
yeah,
I visited so many
Yes,
times.
we'll help in the farms, picking up the grapes for the
Yeah.
wine
Oh, yes.
and the carrots,
Uh-huh.
and we were helping. It was very hard times, but very honest times,
Yeah.
and the respect
Yeah, yeah.
was in
Yeah,
abundance there for each
Yes,
other.
definitely.
And I think you have carried some of that all respect, calling other people uncles, and
Yeah.
it's a very moving thing to be called by the mayor, Vasily,
Yes,
uncle.
uncle,
My
yes.
God, who would have thought of that?
Yeah, you know
And-
something, I'm going to say something which is very important, and this is the truth. I mean, people, we are, what we've been through. You understand? It's like Ithaki,
Yeah.
Mr. George. We have our Ithaki, each one of us. You know what I mean? And what we meet and what we have in our road to Ithaca is this what we become.
Yeah.
So the young ages, like you and me and George, when we born in a village, that was a real life and a true life. And that's why I think we become more humans. This would-
Exactly.
yeah.
And the mayor was a lot fitter
Then,
when she was there.
yes, definitely.
That's
Then
why
now
people
here.
lived a lot
Longer.
longer
Yeah,
and
yeah.
healthier.
I remember this. I was carrying, with the water and all
Yeah,
this.
the
And,
metal thing, isn't it?
yeah.
And
The
they say-
Cllr.
The Cllr, yeah.
Cllr, yeah. You know what I mean.
And they say, look, the mayor is the mayor now from the village, but success is not
where she
what
came
you
from.
wear,
Where
but
she
what
came
you
from.
are.
Where she
Exactly.
came from and what is inside.
Absolutely.
What about the character? It's a
True.
matter of a character.
It's a credit to...
And you are a beautiful character.
Oh, thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
people who are open and talk to everyone without any hesitation, these are the true people.
I think it's the honesty is
Yeah.
the main key
Be
thing.
honest, yes.
Honesty.
So, shall I ask you now about, you came here when you were 13,
Yeah.
and your parents were here already, yes?
Yeah.
And how you find it? 13-year-old girl came with your brothers, yeah?
Yeah,
All
2
together.
brothers.
How you find it when you arrived in England?
When I arrived, I found it so different
Yeah.
because I thought all the houses look the same.
Mm-hmm.
I said, how am I going to find my way?
Oh my God.
You know,
That's the
some
problem.
instance, friends used to tell us that we need to take our shoes off when we're going to the bus.
Yes.
And I was about to, and I noticed people are walking up without a shoe.
So you didn't
I didn't,
take yours, yes.
but my cousin did.
Did he?
Yeah, because they told him it's unrespectful. If you go onto the second floor, you need to take off your shoes.
Oh
Bless
my
him.
God,
He
yes.
didn't notice he took his shoes out.
Yes, yes.
We went to the shop to get sweet corn, but we didn't know how to explain ourselves. We'll be going, pop, pop, pop. So because when you don't speak the language, it's so difficult.
Yes.
So you tend to use your body language more.
Exactly. Yes.
And
I have similar cases. Yes.
I mean, all the
We all went through.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
And I remember when once my uncle went to the butcher's and he said he wanted chicken. And he was like, he went to the head, he was going like that. He goes, no, I want the husband, not the chicken.
It's nice.
So basically, I mean, it was hard, but when you're a younger age, I think it's easier.
Yes,
To
it's easier
concentrate.
to learn. It's easier to
It's
get
what-
it
how I learned
in your
the language,
mind. Yes.
because when we go to school, nowadays there's extra lessons, they support children with English difficulties.
It's a second language.
Yeah.
So you went straight away to school when you arrived?
I went straight, I mean, I had to wait 3-4 months for a position to be
Okay.
open up for the
And
school.
the same your brothers, yeah?
Yeah.
Are
My
they-
brothers went to primary school, so they were lucky.
Are they older than you? Or?
They're younger than me.
Younger?
I'm the eldest in the
Because
family.
that's why you were looking after them.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So when I first started the school, every time the teacher used to call my name and says, they used to say as soon as possible, I used to get up and say yes, miss, thinking she's calling me.
Suna.
So that was one of the tricks. But I learned to speak English with translating to family.
Yeah.
So I used to go to doctors and say, Mummy's tummy hurt. And she will say belly or headache. And I used to make a note.
Yeah.
And every night I used to go through the dictionary to memorize how to
my
translate for family.
Yes.
And within 3 months I started translating.
Yes.
Because I never gave up.
Yeah. So, comparing the traditions, you find it very difficult. It was difficult.
Very.
Yes, very difficult. Yeah.
Because like in our culture, if someone comes into the door, we have to call them uncles.
Yeah.
We have to stand
Yeah,
when
yeah.
someone elder comes in to show them the respect.
Yeah.
And it was difficult here. Like,
You know something? I went to a Turkish fish and chip shop.
Yeah.
I have in my, neighborhood, and as soon as I get in, this guy, he was maybe a few years younger than me, and he says to me, "Hello, uncle." I
Yeah.
thought, oh my God!
'Cause that's
And I
the-
looked and I thought, it's me.
I'm not that old enough to.
It's me. But this is,
This is sign of respect.
A kind of respect.
Because
Yes.
when I
which is,
first met Uncle George, we was canvassing together.
Yeah.
And I went up to him and I said, because we were going to be in the same ward as well.
Yes.
Hazelbury ward. And I said, would you mind me calling you an Uncle George?
Yes.
And he said, oh, I would love that. It's good. I said, that's way of me showing respect to you.
Yes.
We call Uncle.
Definitely.
And since then, I think everyone in the council calls Uncle George
But
and
that's
Uncle
what we
George.
call, in our young generation, they call us Thea.
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 Yeah.
They do some of our.
Yeah. So you managed to go to university as well. Tell us about your studies here.
I mean, I've studied, my education here started from year 9. I did my GCSEs here. I've done college tourism. And then I've done my NVQ retail management.
Okay.
And I got married when I was 17.
17? Oh my God. And then you have kids.
Yeah.
And then you decide to go back to university.
I didn't go back to university.
I didn't.
I've done NVQ retail management outside while I was pregnant. And at the same time I was working for Iceland. And I worked my way up. Started as a cashier and I become the manager in Iceland. In Haringey.
Not here.
I worked here as well.
You were here as well. Now I know where I saw you. I just remember. No, I'm only joking.
You would never forget me if you see me once.
I'm only joking. So your kids were born straight away after get married, and
3 years later I had my first child. He's 24 now. He's engaged. Yep. He's getting married
engaged
soon.
with a Turkish girl.
Yeah.
And they're getting married soon. Yeah.
October.
Yeah. Is the marriage? I mean,
it's similar to your weddings.
To our,
we pin monies.
I've been to one long time ago, a Turkish wedding. It's the same, isn't it? Similar, yes.
So much similar.
Yeah. They,
Only thing is, you guys make hats and these scarves with the money pinned to.
Yeah.
They just put it in a bag now.
Ah,
they
in
don't
the bag,
put it.
yeah. They don't hang it.
Yeah, because it's too much to
you know, they don't want everybody to know how much you get. I suppose, yes.
Right.
When I got married, you know.
In an envelope, you mean?
They put it in an envelope. Yeah.
Yeah. When I got married, I got married in Birmingham when I was living there, and because no one from my family was here because they didn't allow to come here. It was just after the invasion.
Yeah.
Nobody was allowed to come, and I was, getting married. I mean, I was in a church on this, and there was, I did, we did dance and they put money on us.
Sirtaki, yeah?
Yes, Sirtaki and all this kind of thing. But I was crying, all the way. And because my mother, my father and my brothers, they were in Cyprus, I managed to cover the expenses.
Lovely.
Yes, it was, difficult.
Turkish and Greek weddings are quite expensive to cope with.
Especially these days.
So, now, when did you get involved in politics? I mean, politics is something different.
Yeah,
and
while I was working for Barclays, I was a business manager.
Yeah, I heard that you were.
And I was at the same time I was the general secretary for Alevi Cultural Centre.
Okay.
And I was going to all these different community centres.
And you tell us about this centre more,
Yeah, I will.
Yes, please.
I mean, and I was from Barclays. I used to go into different community centres. So it could be Bangladeshi community centre or Greek community centre, Turkish. So any community centre that allows us to go there to help their bank issues and open their accounts for them. And I became the general secretary in Alevi Cultural Centre. One day,
which is not far from here, is it?
That was in Kingsland.
In Kingsland. Yeah,
that was back in 2008.
Okay.
And while I was there, one of the MPs came into our community centre and said, "There's so many Alevis in UK. How come none of them are involved in politics? Why don't you get involved in politics?" Yeah. And that's how I start getting involved.
And you join a party or how?
I mean, before I sort of done canvassing and going into their meetings and everything, find out a bit more about them. And then I've joined the party, yes.
Yeah, which is, I suppose, the same party as George Savas.
Yeah, but with a different MP, Vasily, because he was the then Lord Ted Graham. Ted Graham MP.
Yeah.
He was always promoting the Cyprus issue in the House of Commons. I was not even a member then, but I was helping the Labour Party. But then when I heard him, how passionately he spoke about Cyprus, similar to to Lamy.
Yeah.
I said I must go.
Soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
I said I must go and sooner than later. And I must go and help this guy. I became a member of the Labour Party because of what he believed and the local Labour Party believed.
Okay.
True.
Yeah, nice.
And then I had Uncle George.
Yeah.
I met him through canvassing.
And he helped you.
We were in the same ward.
Same ward, Hazelberry. And funny enough, Vasily, we had quite a few councillors coming through Hazelberry, two Alevis, Sarah Karakos,
Haidaroulos and myself.
And Ali Bakir, Patricia Keshi. Patricia Keshi. And then Madam Mayor happens to be the third Alevi mayor in Enfield. Within 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give us a little bit more information about this center?
Alevi Centre.
Yes.
Alevi Centre is a belief. Us Alevis, centre of our beliefs is humanity. One day I would like you to come and come to the community centre.
Definitely.
We'll arrange it and I'll make
we
sure
can
I'll come
arrange it
with
and
you.
go and talk to people there as well. Yes.
We've got loads of leaflets about Alevism.
Okay.
Because Alevism, thanks to
Mr. George Savas,
Saba and
Yorgos
so
Savas.
many councils, it's now on the institute as well. Alevi religion is on there as well. On Sacre.
Churchfield.
Yeah.
Churchfield.
Yeah. So
well, it was the least we could do for the community. We wanted something which we help Vasily, each and every community that comes to us for help.
Are they?
Alevi were very keen, and it shows they are very keen to join local government, and we've got 14 Alevis out of 35 Labour councillors.
Do you? 14?
When in fact,
My God, yeah.
the Conservatives don't have a single Turkish or Alevi or black. But that's politics which I'm here to say because she's not allowed to.
Okay.
But I would like to congratulate her
Yeah.
and the community for promoting their own people. And it's a lot of lessons that we as a Cypriot community can take examples from.
Yeah.
And follow their good examples because I watched the Alevis, 14 of them,
Okay.
and how much energy they draw from each other, and enthusiasm, and zeal to help.
Yeah, yeah.
And it makes me feel very happy on one side, and on the other side, and I say, why couldn't we have more of our
Greeks.
Greek
Yes,
Cypriots,
Cypriots, yes, yeah,
here
definitely.
as well, or Cypriots as a whole?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
congratulations to you
must
once
do
again.
something about that,
Yeah.
Mr. Josavas, yes.
Where there is a
You
will,
do-
there
you
is
have
a
to-
way, Vasily.
You have to do some, lectures, and let the people
True.
know what they gonna gain by doing that, by getting involved.
best
We
way of-
discussed this before, Vasily.
Yeah, yeah, we did,
It's
yes.
not only about lectures, it's
not
about encouraging.
Yes.
Encouraging them and just by talking. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
she can say, the mayor can say more about that than
Okay.
I can. But
Anyway, now you are a mayor. I have so many things to ask you, but this is just very important for me and for our, audience. What are your priorities?
My priorities.
Yeah.
I mean, as a mayor, I want to go to as much as possible, visit the community centres as much as possible, and
I like that. Yes.
to be able to get all the faiths together. Because in Turkey, unfortunately, Alevism isn't a religion that's been recognised by the government. So in our birth certificates, it says Muslims, where we are Alevis.
Yeah, I know.
And I believe, the centre of my
You're
belief is
talking
humanity.
about a Turkish government, you mean?
Turkish government in Turkey. And here, what I want to do is I want to bring all the faiths groups together, so we know one on each other, we respect one on each other,
very important.
and we can talk to one on each other.
Yeah.
I want to do raise as much money as possible for the charities in our community.
Okay. There are so many charities in the community, but you have your own charity as well. Which one is
Yeah,
it?
I mean, at the moment, I've chose cancer and autism. I will add more to it. The main reason I add cancer is I recently lost my best friend of cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
That's
that.
why I'm wearing her
Yes.
rosette on me. This is hers. And today is actually my cousin's 6th anniversary. I lost him 6 years ago.
Oh my God,
Of
I'm sorry.
May he
leukemia
rest in
cancer.
peace.
May he rest in peace, yeah. He was only 42.
Oh my
So
God.
I know there's so many people struggling with cancer, and after people pass away, the family is struggling even more. So to get the awareness
Yes.
and also to raise money to support people who's struggling with cancer, and how do I say, support the family
Yeah.
who's going through all that
You
hard
know,
time.
I have an idea, and I'm going to tell you what my idea is.
Sure.
Yorgos is smiling because he knows what I'm going to say. I'm going to organize,
Join the
I'm going to organize an evening with music and dancing and all this kind of thing, and to promote this idea to your charities
Oh,
and
Vasily,
help
so
them.
nice.
All the money goes, we pay the expenses, all the money goes to your
you're
charity.
so-
Yes, I'm
you're
going to
so
do that.
nice.
I promise
That's
you.
very nice of
Yes.
you.
No, it's
'Cause,
something I've been doing for a long time for
I
other
know.
charities, and I want to do it for you as well.
I mean, my next event is recently, what I said was, we've got so many businesses in Enfield, and I think we need to visit these businesses.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to wear my chain,
And go to the shops.
go to the shops and say, hi, I'm the Mayor of Enfield.
Okay.
How's your business doing?
And if they need help,
If you need
You
any
help
help,
them.
I will have my assistants to take notes.
Yes.
And I will have my bucket in my hand.
yes,
Would you like to donate any money to the charities?
exactly.
And in that way, these people are getting touched, these people are getting visited, these people are getting their voice heard. At the same time, I'm
They
getting
help your charities.
money for the charities, and they're actually getting aware, because I'm going to get leaflets printed. So the local businesses, local community centres, local charities are aware what I'm doing.
Good. Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you.
Well done. Good
Okay,
idea.
we have a bit more time. You know, thank you very much, George. You are not pushing us, because you know there's
Thank
many,
you. I really
many-
feel at home.
Yes.
That's why I left my phone on.
I
Didn't
know,
put my phone
yes,
on
because
silent.
you thought, yes.
I thought I was at
because
my neighbour's
you were at
house.
home, yes. So, now, we talked about your charity, and it's another thing I want to talk about it, which is very, very, I think not many people care about it. We have so many cultures in this country, but our culture, for example, Greek culture, your culture, are not promoted enough. What are you going to do? I mean, do you have any plans for cultures like, okay, you help in the communities and their religions
I mean,
or
I'm
something?
open to any suggestions.
Yeah.
As I'm newly elected, George is really, Uncle George is
Vasily,
really good at that.
your
helping
idea
me.
is an excellent one.
Yeah.
In the past, we had a festival called Under One Sun. So we held activities in the parks and at the Enfield Theatre, where different cultures with different food and dishes came together. They danced, they different costumes.
Yeah. So you're planning to do this again? Then?
Well, I
If
hope
I can
the
get the
mayor.
funding, I wouldn't mind
the
doing it
funding,
at all.
We had sponsors in those days, companies
I
that
know.
were able to.
But I think it will be quite easy to speak to people to get.
Well-
I mean, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought of bringing all the faiths together, but at the same time, we can maybe organise something, because that's going to be in chamber. All the faiths going to come in if they want to dance, if they want to show the way they pray, or if they want to talk about and then it will be an open reception where they all gather together.
And it's good
and
to
the
know
culture
each
will be
other's
amazing.
culture.
Absolutely.
It will be amazing
Good to
because
know.
they've got
Forgive me,
festivals
Vasily,
like.
but this interview here, and what we're saying will go out to a number of people. And hopefully,
definitely.
a couple of people who are willing
They come
to
back to us
sponsor.
and say,
Yeah.
we want to help you.
I'm
Yes.
here to
That's
go
why I'm
to-
asking. Yes.
Yes, I'm here open to any suggestions.
Yeah.
I'm here to be able to visit any culture, any community centre. So whoever sends me an invite, I will do as much as I can. I'm lucky I've got past mayors who's supporting me. I've got my deputy mayor. So anywhere that I can't go, I'm never returning anyone, and I'm saying I'll send someone
You
if
never
I can't
say
be.
no, yeah.
It's I mean, it won't be a good idea. I mean, to represent an Enfield, you need to be there as much as you can for their
Definitely.
residents.
And I have to say a big thank you to you for accepting my invitation to come to the first ever Greek Arts Festival, which is going to
looking
be at the
forward to
Milford
it.
Theatre 26th up to 30th.
Yeah.
And Mr. George Sava is going to be there as well.
Thank you for
And
the
thank you
invitation,
for
Vasily.
coming to open it and for coming to the dinner and dance as well.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Thank you for the invite.
Thanks very much. Thank you for
Thank you for
accepting
your
the
time.
invitation.
And thanks for coming to my mayor making.
It was lovely.
He liked the
Enjoyed-
food.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it so much.
My husband
From
cooks the food, I'm lucky.
He cooked the food?
Yeah.
He is he?
He's the
Oh
chef.
my God, he's a very good chef.
Yeah.
So at home, who is cooking? You or him? Let him cook
He
it.
does the cooking. I'll do my mayoral job. And he does
you are a very busy woman, yes. Let him cook. Okay, and now, what is a usual day of a mayor's, you know, like for example...
in the mayor's, a day in the mayor's.
Yeah, day of the mayor's. Starting
Day
in the
of
morning,
mayor.
wake up, wash my face, do
do
this
my
and
hair,
that.
do my makeup.
Yes, and all this.
Remember,
And then-
I've got 3 kids at home.
Kids,
as well.
man.
So my
How old
day,
are they now?
4-year-old,
Yeah, 4
15-year-old,
and 20.
and 24-year-old.
Oh my God, plenty of difference.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
you know.
always busy in life.
Yes.
I've been active in community centres. I've been active in politics. I've been active management roles.
Oh
so
my God, I'm just thinking about the 4-year-old one. You know what I mean?
You saw him, Vasily.
You saw him
He was crawling.
while we was
That
taking
was the
pictures.
one.
In every photo you can see him on the
Oh
floor.
my God, yeah, he's lovely. Yes.
The Turkish TV Londra, the lady was doing a meeting with me, and she was asking me, woman power, and I said, if woman wants to do something, there's nothing stopping that woman to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And at that moment, my son goes, Mummy, I need to go to toilet.
And you took him toilet.
And I said, this is a motherhood. I need to take him toilet now.
Yes, yes. Oh.
Mayor life, I mean, our diaries are organised by the secretary. I mean, I'm so lucky. I've got a group of people who's supporting me in every sense.
Cllr, she's nice.
She's amazing.
Cllr,
I mean,
beautiful,
I could not pass an interview without her name. She organises everything. She helps me with my speeches as well. And I'll go to the meetings. I'll go to the opening events. I'll go to the receptions.
Very efficient.
Yeah.
Very, very active at the moment.
So you don't stay much in the office, or you know?
Office, I mean, like tomorrow I'm getting people to come and visit me in the parlour. I would love to have you guys there as well one day.
Yeah,
Come and have my coffee.
We can arrange this, George.
Yeah, I mean, like
come there
tomorrow
and
I've
talk
got
to you
two
again and
communities.
see, explain to us
see me
about
in the
everything.
parlour,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I mean,
And
the
Mr.
parlour
George
is
Sava
not-
is going to be there.
It's
All
not
the
somewhere
media.
that people can't attend. Anyone,
George Sava.
residents, community
Uncle George,
leaders,
Uncle George.
Uncle George.
Uncle George.
Anyone
Λείπει ο
can come
Μάρτης
and
του
visit.
Σαρακοστή, Βασίλη.
So,
I can show you. I mean,
you know
you're
what
in
he
the,
says now? Explain,
In,
explain. Λείπει ο Μάρτης που της he say, it's
During
a
the Lent.
phrase we say, you know.
During the Lent,
Yeah.
March is included always, whether
yeah. There's a different saying in Turkish. We say every food you put, you have to put parsley in it.
It's the parsley, yes. Yeah.
oh, parsley is very good, it's got vitamin C.
Healthy, very healthy.
Okay, so now, do you have any, I mean, hobbies? You do anything? You play music? You sing? You write? What do you
I
do?
used to-
Do you have? First of all, you have every time. Now,
Not at the moment.
less. Yes.
Less.
But
I mean,
before,
I'm going to some meeting after this as well.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes I get home 11:30.
oh my God.
Yeah, and then I've got a business that I work with as well. So I go to open the canteen as well. It's 5:30 in the morning.
What
Yeah,
time?
5:30 in the morning.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Open a canteen 5:30.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Sorry.
busy schedule.
Yes, yes.
And then after that, I'll be going to the chamber, the parlour, to see some guests there. I mean, life is busy, but I still make time for myself and my children.
Yes.
I always make sure, like, you
It's
know,
important, yeah.
when I get home, we have to all sit around the table together. I mean, it's only the time that if I can't go home on time for the table to sit together, but my family will, even if
Yes.
I'm not there.
Yeah.
And my husband will wait for me.
Definitely. Definitely.
I'm a lucky woman. As I say in life, if you don't have friends and family, especially family, helping you out, being on your beside, you can't do anything.
No. You need your friends and family.
Of course.
You know, friends are the,
You are a manager as well at the business, isn't it?
Yeah.
You run
you manage the business as well. How many restaurants do you have?
We've got two.
Two. One is in
Kingsland High Street.
yes.
And the other one's in Finchley.
Finchley, yes. Istanbul.
Yes. I heard you going to that one. So
I am going.
So I should have invited you.
I've been invited from your husband
Yeah.
and Savas.
Savas,
His name
yeah.
is Savas. Yes.
He's
What
got-
is his actual name?
Savas.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's
He's got,
Savas. You call him Savas.
he's got a
yes.
great name.
Ah, that's good.
We are
Because it's-
cousins, that's why she's calling me uncle.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Uncle George.
Yes, Savas. Yeah.
Very-
Okay.
Don't forget, Vasily, that my ancestors come from Asia Minor. So Sava was my great grandfather from Asia Minor.
Oh, I
So
see.
Okay.
You never know.
In this case, I am going to ask Mr. Josavas because it's important for me to mention my country.
Of course.
Cyprus.
Of course.
You know what I
And
mean?
I love Cyprus.
And
I've
if
been
you
to
want to get
Cyprus so
involved,
many times.
if you've been there
Of
so many
course,
times.
so many times.
Where about?
Even this summer.
Where are
I've
you
told
going?
him-
Which place you
I'm
going?
terrible with names.
Pafos, Limassol,
Pavos, and then we went to Livamos.
Ayanapa.
We
Yeah.
drove
Nicosia?
from
You been to
Nicosia.
Nicosia?
Yes. What we do is we go on a ferry boat,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll drive around.
Okay.
Every year we do that,
Lovely. Lovely.
and we took
Every
boat
year?
from we took
Cllr
boat from Lanraka, yes.
Yeah, you love Cyprus, yes?
We love it. We're going this year as well, hopefully.
Yes. Well, George, what do you think about the situation at the moment? I mean, we have new re-elected Mr. Erdogan, okay? And we have, I mean, if you want to get involved, it's up to you. Because he is one who can answer the question easily, you know what I mean? So, and then we have Mr. Tatar, you know, every time when someone asks him, he's telling everyone that he wants his own separate country. And we have our, Mr. Christodoulidis talking about looking forward to restart the dialogue. Now, what and the situation in Russia,
Ukraine.
Ukraine, the war is still there and all this kind of thing. Mr. Biden, he's not sure what he's doing. What do you think? I mean, is it a possibility of negotiations to start again? And
There is always a possibility, Vasily, as long as there is a will from all sides. Firstly, allow me to congratulate Mr. Erdogan on his win and trust that he will have the willingness to work with all the parties concerned, Mr. Christodoulidis, Tatar and everybody else, for the good of Cyprus and all the communities that live in it. Greek Cypriots, Turkish Cypriots, Maronites, Armenians, because there is a lot of trouble in the whole world. And sadly, I never get to hear anyone talking about peace. It's only about more and more weapons. And I think Mr. Zelensky should realize that asking for weapons for war, it will only lead to a lot of people getting killed of all ages in his country. I believe that we should be talking how to reach peace, how we can learn to live together and work together, because there are so many millions of children living in poverty. Young couples cannot afford to buy their own house. Prices are continuously going up. Mortgages are on the increase. And I think there's never a better time than now to talk about peace. And I hope all the leaders can get together, be it from Mr. Christodoulidis, Tatar, international leaders. The G20 so far have met about the climate change. If they can achieve the climate change, they can achieve a way of us
that's a good, it's
learning to live together.
It's a good dream, George.
It's a good dream, George.
It's a good dream. It's a dream that
it's possible.
what's his name?
It's possible to happen.
It
It's
can
possible.
happen.
It's up to us.
It's up to us.
We did it before, we can do it again.
True.
Yes.
True.
So that's my message in my play, and I want to come and see it. I mean, you're going to be there that night, and it's going to be the first night, so you're going to see it.
Yeah.
And it's about relationship between Turkish and Greeks, and we did it before, and we can do it again. We lived together
They
before.
lived together and they never had
I mean,
any
I
problem
believe
until the
you're absolutely
politicians
right.
got
I believe in
involved.
people power.
Yeah,
And I think people can change a lot of things
definitely.
if they can get together.
I
Okay.
can say is, as Alevis, we put humanity in the centre of our belief. If you respect one and each other, there's no problem.
Yeah. So remind me again about your charity and how can anyone help you for your charity?
I mean, at the moment, cancer and autism.
Okay.
They can always donate money to Mayor's office. We've got accounts numbers. They can always get in touch with Cllr. She can pass on the details. And if anyone wants to run a charity event like yourselves,
Yes.
I'm open to it, and they're welcome to contact the Mayor's office.
Okay. And before we close this,
And
friendly conversation, autism is
It's
very
very
important.
important.
Autism
Very
is very important. Yes, I mean.
And for families to get sport and for children
Yeah.
to get sport. I mean, at my workplace, we voluntarily have one girl from Cyprus. Her name is Shai.
Yeah.
And before she used to go out just with a carer or family, but now working there she has self-confidence. Now she travels herself home and to work as well, and she remembers every single person's name. There's 500-600 people work there. She remembers each one of them name, giving them a chance, putting them in the public, giving them work opportunities, jobs opportunities, and we will encourage them as well.
So, Mayor of Enfield, Suna Hurman.
Yes.
As soon as I go to the restaurant in Finchley,
Yep, I'll be there.
what is your favorite,
The dish.
dish there, so I can order it?
Oh, lamb chops.
Lamb chops.
I love my meat. I shouldn't be saying that next to Labour councillor, but yeah, I love my meat.
No, when we are there, we eat vegetarian. But yes, I have a dream. Martin Luther King. I have a dream.
We have a
We
dream.
all have a
Everybody
dream.
We all have a
And
dream.
the dream is to live peaceful, with
Together.
no violation of
Hand to
human
hand.
rights.
Yes.
That's how it should be.
That's beautiful. I mean, this is what I like.
Yeah,
this is what I
that's how
like.
it
All
should be.
together.
That's how it
All
should be.
together, we can bring peace.
Together.
If we work together, we
Yeah,
can
together
have a
we're
better
better.
days. You have a better days.
Let's hope so.
Before you go, give us a general message for everyone, especially for the youngsters and the kids and all this kind of thing.
I mean, for youngsters to be able to come and join the community centres and to be involved in politics as well, because younger generation are the generation who's going to look after us. So if you want to get your voice heard, if you want to be part of something, you need to be in it.
Yes.
So, and also, I would need any help from any community centre, anyone, to help the charities and get their
Any
voice
voluntary
heard.
organizations.
Any volunteer organisations, and any invites to any opening events, I'm there for you.
Absolutely.
Lovely,
Absolutely.
lovely.
And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vasily.
Thank you for
Vasily.
both coming here.
Thank you, George.
I'm very happy
Behind the camera.
to have you here, and I'm be happy to see you very soon.
Yeah.
And come to your office and
Yeah.
talk about.
Whenever you like to.
Give us more information.
The mayor
How-
invited
Yes.
me, says, George,
Yeah.
come, and I cannot say no to the mayor.
You cannot say no.
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 Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Mr.
And all the
Thank you
best.
All the very best.
George,
Thank you.
Thank you. Ευχαριστώ. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How you
Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
say? I suppose you say merci chok.
Merci chok.
Merci
Merci
chok.
chok.
And how do you say it in Greek?
Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Αυτά, Γιώργο μου, ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Thank you very much for your patience and thank you my audience and we see you next Sunday, the same time, maybe with another new face or faces. Till then, love yourselves and be good. Thank you. Have a good night.